Right then, folks, it's kind of a ritual or a folklore ritual to leave a little bit of food behind for the little people, the knockers that frequent the mines. It's so basically no bad luck befalls you or anybody else that comes behind you. So we'll keep them happy. I'm going to have the biggest piece, naturally. But a small offering to the little people of folklore, the knockers. So this was once a heavy industrial area or site. It was heavily mined around here, and there's evidence everywhere, even though nature's beginning to reclaim it or has reclaimed it. This particular woodland this mine sits in is going back to what in the UK is termed as rainforest, temperate rainforest. There's a rainforest not too far around the other side of the hill, and obviously it's naturally spreading to this disused area, which is good, but in amongst it there's still the remains of an industrial past. So there's the mine entrance, and as you can see, this is where it would have come out, or the ore would have come out down there. There's a big waste spoil pile down there. There's more workings just down there, and this is a track heading back out of this bit of ground. Now, I'm the first to say, don't ever attempt what you've seen me do. So why did I do it? Quite simply because this isn't a unknown for me. I stumbled across this mine quite simply doing what I normally do, heading off the footpaths and cutting my own detail through land which most people don't walk or frequent. Well, I stumbled upon this hole in the ground. It got me curious. I'd done my research and I did find information, and I found that people had been in here. I knew what I was going into, although it does look like there's been further collapses from the picture evidence that I did see before I came in here. I've got no intention of ever going back in there. I was curious because, hey, I'm into the old world of Cornwall, and it's been I got a real feel for what it was like to be a miner, not in real terms, but the claustrophobic feel of being in there, that ever-present feeling or danger of collapse, uncertainty. It was quite warm in there. I was actually sweltering. So, yeah, I just wanted that quick feeling. I've got no intention of ever doing anything like this again in this area. And I strongly suggest don't ever do it, because I was forewarned. I knew what I was going into. I knew I'd done my research on this particular mine, and the people that had gone into it before me, not the miners, but mine explorers. And they did state at the end of their expedition that due to the collapse and the state of the actual mine, they weren't even going to try and dig it out to go further and reconnect with tunnels that might be open. So if they're saying that, take heed and take my warning. Don't ever go into mine shafts. That is one massive spoil heap. You probably won't get the significance of the amount of material that's come out of that mine, but I'll just climb up it. Bloody huge. Right, as we walk down here, you can see these big old oak trees. It's almost as if they're there guarding the mine shaft now. You can almost imagine it, can't you? Protecting the mine and any of the little people that may still live in there. So I wasn't just blindly going in there. Like I said to you, I did have some background knowledge of what I was going into. And on top of that, for backup, I did actually have a time frame. The location my wife had, and I phoned her and told her I was going in. And, you know, if I didn't give her a phone call within a certain period of time, obviously to raise an alarm. But yeah, so I wasn't totally unprepared. I did have backup plans and everything like that. One thing you've got to remember about these mines, and you'll probably think, why did I have a mask? They can hold a lot of fungal and bacterial matter within them, on top of any other like dust particles and things like that. So wearing a mask does make sense. And my helmet, that's my surf helmet, and it's done a fantastic job for me over the years. I remember taking off on one wave at a wave called Wreckers, and it's a reef break. I mistimed it, went over the falls with the white water, bounced off the reef a couple times and hit my head a few times underwater. So that helmet has actually, you know, saved my head on more than a few occasions. It's not actually a recommended helmet for this sort of thing, but obviously I've used head protection as I've seen fit. It isn't the correct head protection for something like this, but I'm so glad I went and done it. It's been a burning desire in here for me to do it, just to get that feeling, just a little bit of that feeling of what it would be like in a mine. Obviously, I'm not under working conditions. This is recreational, so that's a big difference. But it's absolutely stunning and fantastic. It's actually quite a warm day today and a nice day. We've got thunderstorms and a weather warning for tomorrow. So hence why I hurried to do this. And on top of that, a lot of these mines now are getting even more dangerous, and due to the amount of rainfall we seem to be having these days, I don't foresee they will be around much longer. There will be collapse after collapse after collapse. And that seems quite evident if you watch any of the mine exploring people. Quite a lot of the mines they come to go so far, they encounter collapses. Sometimes they dig it out and are able to get further. Sometimes they can't, or they don't deem it safe enough. So it's been good to get this one under the belt. I don't have a burning desire to be a mine explorer, and I shall never be one. But yeah, this was good to see this one. Well then, guys, I've enjoyed a nice cup of coffee, a few biscuits here, and I've soaked in the atmosphere. But the shadows are starting to get long, and it's time for me to head off home. So all that's left to be said is thanks for coming along on this little adventure with me. And yeah, take care, stay safe, and I hope to catch you guys on the trail. Oh, if I remember when I get home, I might actually draw a Cornish knocker and attach to the end of this. So if you've never seen one, or you don't think you will ever see one, you'll at least know what I'm talking about. Take care, stay safe, hope to catch you on the trail. Well, there you go, guys. Quickly knocked up a picture of a Cornish knocker, around 2 feet tall, usually with a beard or whiskery appearance, unshaven, bulgy, starey eyes, big nose, very bulbous on the end, pointy ears, very spindly arms and legs, sometimes with boots, sometimes bare feet. All their clothes is typically period from the mining of the 17th to 18th century, usually in a state of dishevelled repair, usually carrying a spade or some sort of mining tool, maybe a hammer, maybe a pickaxe, lanterns and candles, usually smoking a pipe, looking very unkempt, sometimes jolly, sometimes looking mischievous, but sometimes with a very wicked look in their eye. Don't upset them, treat them with respect, because you do not want them to bring down bad luck on you. The Cornish knocker, ladies and gentlemen.